we wanted to actually get you guys in for was these very strange combinations. The first combination was a combination that existed before, which is DAP PAS. Is there any chance of this happening ever again?
Especially given it has happened before and it lasted for a relatively long time.
Yeah, 5 stable years.
I'm not a PAS member, but I ran under PAS. I was in PAS when I was in the campus. So I know how they think, how they arrive at the decision of not cooperating with DAP. I can tell you at the moment is very, very, very slim for PAS and DAP to be together in any coalition or even the government. Why? Because they have argued basically DAP's political stance and policy has crossed the line, the red line of PAS or Islamic politics. For example, the principles of Malaysia, the principle of secularism as part of the central, I would say, ethos of politics. And also, they keep arguing, saying that DAP try always encroach into Islamic matters, which they shouldn't, according to PAS. Anything related to Islamic legislation, for example, they hope all parties, even UMNO, shouldn't, you can discuss, of course, but you must respect PAS red lines. So I believe this is something that very central to PAS way of managing coalition. So PAS can talk to PKR.
Yep.
PAS can talk to all other parties, even Amanah, but not DAP.
From what you understand, adakah that's a one-way thing yang PAS is setting the red lines and DAP's cross those red lines, maka PAS tak nak bekerja dengan DAP, ataupun has it also been DAP setting red lines for themselves, PAS has crossed certain lines and DAP pun tak? Is it a two-way thing or is it a one-way thing, do you think?
And also, sorry, second part of that question, similar, like is there any possibility that the two of them could be together in a coalition or a unity government, or do they hate each other that much that the minute PAS is in a coalition, DAP says no, or the minute DAP is in a coalition, PAS says no?
I think, no, it's not like cast in stone in the sense that in Parliament even, in our select committee, I think there are always room and spaces for PAS and DAP to work together on certain common policy ground. For example, reforming MACC. I would believe so. PAS and DAP can always agree on this matter. Against Azam Baki, against corporate mafia. I'm sure we can really talk about this, yeah, because we share the same principle on this matter. Maybe PKR not lah.
Exception lah, yeah.
Exception for the Ronins,
Yeah.
So the rest they just brush off. So all those sort of issues, I think, can be agreed with PAS and DAP. So do not just think that PAS and DAP is like water and oil. No, I think in politics many things are quite possible.
Yeah.
But likelihood very little.
Yeah, like very little.
Very little.
You were there when they were together, so how was it like?
No, back then they both had no power, right? To be fair. And then one is rural-based, one is urban-based, and they don't clash. So it just made sense, right? And also back then, I think Tok Guru Ni Aziz was still around, and he was like a very nice fellow, and we all loved him. And then PK was there to sort of mediate between them. So in that sense, it worked, right? It worked.
Did it work because it actually worked, or did it work because the issues yang YB1 baru bangkitkan tadi tak muncul lagi masa tu?
No, I think people evolve over time, right? And unfortunately, depending on whether you're PAS supporter or not, PAS is becoming more solid in their approach, and they actually becoming less Islamic, more nationalistic Islamic, and that is a problem to the
Okay,
right.
interesting.
So I think that would be the major.
This question, Wong Chan. If that is the issue, but DAP can accept UMNO now.
Betul lah, because they're part of government, right?
Yeah.
So that's why. But I think under Hadiah Wang, I think there's that, unease, right, about it, But it was Tok Guru Ni Aziz, no problem. So it's partly personality and all this, but actually PAS and DAP are just, there's no clash. They're not competing. So you would think that they will make the ideal marriage.
Yeah, and between them, they probably cover the entire Malaysia in terms of, what the rakyat wants. It's just that the two parts of the rakyat want very different things.
Yeah.
Terima kasih kerana menonton Siapa Makan Cili.
Dan kalau korang ada siapa yang korang nak kita jemput ke show kita, sila tinggalkan di ruang komen di bawah.
Dan jangan lupa subscribe.